Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kaylin Brown from Lewis and Clark Elementary School. She is the young lady responsible for the beach poem that you have found on your wonderful bookmarks provided by Braintree Printing Company. And we're going to ask her a few questions today about how she came up with this wonderful idea. Kaylin, how did you feel when you saw that your poem was made into a bookmark?
I felt really excited to know that my poem was being published into a bookmark, and now when people read, they can read my poem as a bookmark, and that made me so happy to know.
That's wonderful. I'm sure your poem is going to inspire lots of people. Speaking of inspiration, Kaylin, what inspired you to come up with this fabulous poem about the beach?
Well, I really like the beach. It's usually in the summer I would ask my mom if I can go all the time. And every time I go, I usually make sandcastles and all. And the water, it just feels great. But when you first get in there, it's pretty cold.
Oh, is that where your idea from the coldness came from? Yeah. That's fabulous. It really stands out. Thanks for answering that, sweetie. So, tell us your favorite sensory word that you chose to write in this imagery poem.
Coldness was my favorite because when you go into the water, like I was saying before, it's really cold, and then soon as you get more into the water, it gets nice and warm.
How can we tell our friends out there listening, how cold was it? Could you use a simile to help us describe how cold that water is?
It was cold as, let's see, a bottle of water probably.
A bottle of water, was that cold as a bottle of water, like straight from the refrigerator?
Yeah.
That is pretty cold water.
Or a refrigerator or something.
That would work too. All right, thanks. And Kaylin, as a now published author, that's so exciting. If you were to give a piece of advice to those third grade students on their way to fourth grade next year, what piece of advice would you give them on how to write an excellent poem?
Well, fourth grade is pretty hard as soon as you get there. And when you start to get in there and you start paying attention more and all, you will get some inspiration, and then you would start to think it in your head, and then you will be able to write down a snap like that, whatever you think. That's what happened to me.
Yeah. And as a writer, the writing process, how does that help you? Did you go through many drafts, or did you have to make any editing checks?
Yeah, I had to look up in the dictionary for some. Some I couldn't find, some I could. And the ones that weren't spelled right, I would highlight and all. I wrote one first, and then I did the editing marks and all.
That is wonderful.
More.
That's great. I think those third graders are going to find that advice very helpful. I like the advice on highlighting. It makes it stand out instead of blending in with all your other words. All right. Well, Kaylin, can you give them a last message about how you would like them to enjoy your bookmark?
Well, I really hope you like it with the pictures that match with it. They look pretty cool.
Yes, Braintree did a fabulous job with those pictures, didn't they?
Yeah.
All right. And could you maybe give a shout out or thanks Braintree Printing for us?
Thanks, guys out there, for printing my bookmark. I was so happy. Thanks.
And thank you. This is Lewis and Clark Elementary School 4th grade writing class.